Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Maria Mondays. And today we are reporting live from my apartment and my non-spinning chair. Today I broke my tripod and I couldn't be more excited because that means that I have been creating a lot of content. And one thing that I have seen is this week is the I can't even elaborate my words. I have been observing the word. Look, my hair is all over the place. I'm sorry, my hair is like in my eyes. This is annoying. It's hard to be Maria sometimes, you know? So the word that has been on my mind has been accountability. And it all ties together to leadership. And I won't shut up about leadership because accountability comes back to it. So we've seen how Elon is asking for reports, right, and emails. And it's no different than when you go to work and your boss says, what the hell you been doing all week? It's just, if you haven't been milking the clock, it's easy to say, bro, I've been doing X, Y, Z, right? And so we live in a society. Maybe you don't see this as much. Maybe you do. Maybe I'm the only one. But I've seen that in society ever since let me give you a little backstory on this one. This is how I know. This is my experience. So back in 2019, 20, no, not even that, like 17, 18, 16, somewhere around there, I moved to Houston, I moved to San Antonio. And I moved there because I found a job that was a general manager at a sports bar. And I was hired. And I had never taken a leadership position that big. And that was my first big leadership position. So I was working in a sports bar. I was managing it. And I had servers and cooks. And mind you, I was maybe like 22, 23. They didn't take me serious because obviously I wasn't a good leader. But one thing I realized was that people wanted to get paid top dollar for minimum labor. And I would always interview people and they would tell me, yeah, I want to get paid, $15 an hour. And I was like, okay, well, what do you know how to do? And that's where they would stutter. And that's one of the first experiences I had, realizing that people don't want to work for their money. They just want to get paid top dollar, doing minimal labor. And when you hold them accountable, that's when they break and they point at you and they say, you want to ruin my life. You are an asshole. You are this, you are that, without saying, hey, maybe I am the lazy one. Maybe I need to work on myself. But it's hard pointing that finger inward because it's easier to point it outward. And so this whole Elon Musk not getting freaking emails to me is baffling. And so it comes back to accountability. When I say leadership, when I talk about leadership, I talk about leadership throughout the whole board. A lot of people like to say, oh, I'm a leader, and they don't hold themselves accountable. Oh, I'm a leader, but they don't let their kids hold them accountable. Bingo. So one thing I wish I could do when I was younger was hold my parents accountable. If you're going to tell me to do something, I expect you to be doing it too, because it's hypocrisy. I can't have leadership. I wouldn't respect my leaders because I wouldn't see it coming from them. So accountability, right? And one of the things that I hold to a high regard in my business now is accountability. It's something that I would put aside because I was afraid of being confrontational. I'm going to tell you, if you're running a business right now, this is really important for you. Okay, so hear me out. Open your ears and get your notepad. Accountability. Someone told me, fuck the peace. Keep the standards. Do not lower your standards to keep the peace. Because a lot of times we will say, oh, I don't want to be confrontational. I don't want to lose a client. I don't want to lose an employee. So I'm not going to say anything because I don't want them to feel uncomfortable. I don't want them to quit. Fuck it. They're going to quit. They're going to quit. One bad apple spoils the rest. I had to fire some people last year because they were spoiling my culture. It is what it is. I've had to fire clients because they were not aligning with what I wanted. I had to let them go, and it goes back to accountability. And this is a very important part of accountability. Thank you, April. Nice to see you here, girl. This is the thing about accountability that a lot of people don't get. Your spouse is not your accountability partner. Your spouse is not responsible for your accountability. If you want to lose that weight, it is your responsibility. It is not your employee's responsibility to keep you accountable. It is your responsibility to keep yourself accountable. And a lot of times we feel like because we have employees, they're supposed to tell us what is missing. They're supposed to tell us what we need to change. We're supposed to have our spouse wake us up in the morning to go get our goals. How does that make sense? Accountability has to come from yourself. And so I want to leave you with a very important lesson, which is do not lower your standards to keep the peace. This has been a huge game changer for me in business. I will have a meeting with my clients and my employees every single Monday. And we will have accountability talk. What were you doing last week? This is what you were doing. And I pull out my list. I talked to this client. She said that you guys didn't do this. I talked to this client. She said that you guys did great. I talked to this client. She said that maybe we could improve in this. I talked to this client, and I talked to each and every one of those clients because I want to make sure that I am getting what I'm paying for. That makes sense? You inspect what you expect. And this is why we have such shitty cultures in some businesses. This is why a lot of people that are good employees leave companies, because they don't feel like there's accountability to the people that are fucking it up. So if you want your business to succeed, you have to go out there and you have to keep your people accountable. You have to have a meeting with them every single Monday, every single Tuesday, whatever day works for you. Sit them down and roast them because you're paying them. And the faster that they get this through their head, the faster that you're going to be able to train these employees the way you want them. There's no such thing as an untrainable person. There is a leader in each and every one of these people that we employ. We just have to mold them into that. And that's a different topic for a different day. So I love you guys. Be safe. I'm going to go back to walking my dogs and buying a new tripod because I fucked this one up. Hey, but that means that we're putting in the work. So love you guys. See you on the next one. Bye.